Good afternoon. My name is Trajan Snell, and today for my informative speech, I will be discussing antisocial personality disorder and the various factors that make it up. I will speak on not only what it is, but also the symptoms of the disorder, treatment and therapy for the disorder, and the impact that the disorder has on the behavioral and mental processes. So, for starters, antisocial personality disorder is basically in the name. Just antisocial people who, they don't really like talking to anyone. They don't really like engaging with the outside world, with their peers, elders. Really, they like to stay to themselves, and all. And so, to begin, the symptoms. Um, Symptoms begin usually. They get detected around the age of 15. Um, you're not really diagnosed with it until you're 18 years or older. And the reason is because before you're 15, so your preteen years. That's when most people, most kids are really trying to find themselves, and so you can't really label those kids as antisocial because they're still trying to figure out who they are. And so that's why they say, you can't be diagnosed until you're, at least 18 years of age. But they're able to still, detect some of these symptoms and some of these things, up to, the age of 15. Um, Specific symptoms or, lying, conning, being exploitive, acting rashly, being aggressive, lashing out, breaking the law is a really big one. Not caring about anything or anyone, and one of the bigger ones that gets overlooked is the abuse on drugs and alcohol. And so the biggest problem, in my eyes, those are all huge problems. But the biggest one in my eyes is simply just the undesire to really comply and confront to social norms. So simple life skills. They don't really have the skills of having a conversation, engaging with their peers, as I mentioned. They don't really have a lot of the necessary life skills that other people generally tend to have and that tend to come natural to them. Treatment and therapy. For kids and teenagers, family psychotherapy is highly recommended by a psychologist. The reason for that is merely because if they go by themselves, not only will they, not go half of the time, but they won't really be able to open up and express themselves and how they feel because they're in an unnatural, uncomfortable environment as to where they don't know anybody. So being with your family, having those familiar faces around you is something that is highly recommended so that they can get that push, so to speak, so that they can get that the help that they need in order to be able to open up and let someone know how they're feeling. For adults, generally regular therapy is what people suggest, what those same psychologists suggest. Excuse me. Simply because you have to talk to somebody about it. You can't get better if you keep bottling everything in and keeping everything to yourself and just not seeking help, not wanting to become better and to open up. The impact that it has on the behavioral and mental processes is first genetic factors, and like a lot of the disorders that are out, um, a lot of them are hereditary. And when you think personality, that's extremely hereditary. You hear people all the time say things like, "My son acts just like me, my daughter acts just like me," and so on and so forth. And so this personality or excuse me, this disorder is really hereditary in a lot of the cases. Probably because of what some kids and some people go through. That's another key, but for the most of the time, a lot of these things are hereditary. Um, Influences from the environment. I feel like this is a big one. Um, Influences from the environment. I feel like if people live in a bad neighborhood, if people are always being exposed to things that they shouldn't see at this young of an age, things that no one should have to see or no one should have to go through. If they're steadily confronted, if they steadily, see these acts and see these things, that'll make them want to just bottle up and, be scared to go outside, be scared to engage with people, be scared to, get out of their comfort zone, so to speak, because they're so used to, if a conversation goes left and, something happens and one thing leads to another. And so, whereas to if you're from a good neighborhood or if you live in a good environment, then your chances of being antisocial are less likely because you're able to go outside, you're able to go to your neighbors, you're able to walk down the street and participate in activities and engage in conversations with other people so that you're not, bottled up, so to speak. So in conclusion, I feel like antisocial personality is a very real thing. Although there are not that many people with the disorder, although statistics don't really show that a lot of people have this disorder, it's mainly because people don't seek help. A lot of people, they don't think anything is wrong with them. They don't think they have anything to worry about, anything to work on, and so they feel as if like, why should I go? And so that's why a lot of these statistics are not shown, or it's not really scientifically proved that a lot of people have this disorder. Although we all kind of have some antisocial personality traits among us. Um, I feel like it should be taken with great precaution. It's very serious, very real. It's extremely important. Excuse me. It's extremely important that we as a society we help and we try to be there for those people. We try to be that backbone. We try to be that outlet that someone can go to so that they don't feel like no one is on their side. I feel like just showing people that you actually care is a big thing, and is a big way to show people that they're not alone. And so I feel like just us coming together as a people is would really make a huge difference in this disorder and allowing people to not obtain it. And so that is all for my speech that I have today. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.